Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to do something that I haven't actually done before on this channel. And this is the only channel that I have, so this is something I've never done before at all. Not just on this channel, but overall. Anyways, I'm wasting your time here. I'm gonna do a little ranking slash top 5 video, because that's always fun. So in this video I'm going to rank all the flyers on the island. I do not count the DLCs in this one because I want this video to be kind of usable and useful for everyone, despite having the DLCs or not. So it will only count the 5 flyers you get in the base game. I was originally going to do top 5, but then I realized there is only 5 flyers in the game, so it's more of a worst to best ranking of the game. But yeah, you can call it a top 5 or a best to worst, worst to best list. Let's jump right into it. But before we do that, if you do find this video enjoyable or helpful or both, then like it, you know? Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and other videos about Ark, such as Explorer Notes. I covered the entire island map and went through finding all notes. That took a while, so that's useful. And also I'm going through all the artifacts, the easiest and best way to do so. So, yeah. Anyways, subscribe to the channel. And now, let's get into this video. Okay, so let me just start by saying that none of the flyers are really that bad. I think it's wrong to call any of them bad because they kind of have their own purposes. However, I still have to rank them, so I basically kind of rank them from the features that they have and the sort of usefulness that they do have, or whatever. So basically number 5 and number 4, in my opinion, are kind of both crap or bad, but I had to put a number 5 and I picked the Peligornis, and I'll explain why. So the main reason why this guy made it only to number 5, not saying it's a bad flyer, I'm just saying that it's the worst of the 5 okay flyers. The main reason is that it cannot grab anything. Like, it cannot grab anything. It does not have any secondary attack or grab button. And it is also only really useful for one thing, and that is fishing. It has the unique ability that it can land on water, something that no other flyer can do. So that's pretty cool. However, that's pretty much all it got for it. I mean, it's not that fast, as you can see, if I can get up. There we go. It's not really that fast in the air. It actually it feels like it's faster on water, although it might just be because we're moving on land, or yeah, on water surface, that it feels or looks faster. But like, it's not really that fast, and the only real purpose it has is to fish. So if we, for example, attack that fish, you can see it dealt a lot of damage, and we harvested it and killed it in one bite. You don't have to kill the fish and then harvest. You just kill it and it harvests it for you, sort of in the same bite. Something that not a lot of dinos have. However, that's pretty much it. You can see it deals a lot of damage, and you would think, oh, that's overpowered, right? What if you attack something else? Does it deal extra damage? Well, the answer is no. I mean, that one is in its shell, but if we had just attacked this thing, you can see it only deals 100 damage, and I have a 650% movement speed. So, no, movement speed, no, 650% damage, and it only deals 100 points. So it's not really strong attack-wise. It's only good at fishing, or at killing fish. Stamina is also not that good. I think this is 20 or 25 points into stamina. Its health is fine. My weight is severely boosted, so it's not that good by default. I think actually its weight also is pretty crap on the default like settings. So like, yeah, it has mostly bad stats. It can land on the water, which is cool, and kill fish fast, but that's pretty much it. It's pretty slow. It doesn't do that much damage to other creatures, and therefore it makes the 5th spot. And it cannot pick up anything either. Okay, so the fourth one is the Tapayara, or Tapahara, or Tape Jar, whatever you want to call it. And there is a few reasons. So basically, my main issue with this one is that it is a bit too slow for my liking. It's not actually that bad of a mount, but it kind of doesn't have anything too special with it. Or, I mean, it kind of does. First of all, the mobility of this thing is amazing. You can turn around 360 degrees on the spot. You can fly side to side. You can actually fly backwards as well. Like, this thing is it's very mobile. You can move it all over the place, however you want to move it. However, it's kind of destroyed because of its speed. So just imagine you're fighting a player and they're shooting at you. Theoretically, if it was fast, you could dodge arrows by going back and forth. But because it's so slow, you can kind of easily keep up. So this mobility thing is kind of useless because it's so slow. It also has the ability to land on trees or flat surfaces if I manage to do it. So that happens sometimes. It just decides to land on the ground instead. But there we go. We landed on the side. But then you're kind of like, yeah, then what? Like, when is this actually going to be useful? I mean, you're going to say, well, when you get attacked by a T-Rex, you got to land for stamina. You can latch onto a tree instead, right? I mean, yeah, but look at how slow the stamina region is. It loads really slowly. It's only... And it also can't stay there for more than like 30 seconds apparently. I did not dismount that one. I did not know that. But apparently you get kicked off the log after a while. But the point is, load stamina super quick. So what exactly are you gonna do when you just sit there on a flat surface? Like, it really isn't much. It also has the unique saddle that has 3 seats. You can kind of see it there, but just to show it a little better, I'll just land on my platform here. You can sit on the front or on the back and be gunners. So it is pretty good for PvP, but in terms of like PvE and pretty much everything else, it's not that good. Like, it has some features, but they kind of render a little bit pointless because of its bad speed. And again, like, what are you gonna use just sitting on a flat surface for? It can't move around when it sits there. It's just stuck in one position until it jumps off. So that's what kind of makes this guy useless in my opinion. It has great mobility, but that's kind of it. It's pretty much it. Can't pick up stuff though. But like, yeah. It's definitely cool, but it just kind of doesn't have a lot of uses other than that. This next one is painful. We have the Quetzal, Quetzalcoatlus, or Coatless, or whatever the hell you're supposed to say. I don't know how you pronounce any of these. We have the Quetzal. Now, the Quetzal in theory is actually pretty good. And that's also a reason why it's number 3. And there is 2 main reasons for that. The first is the obvious platform saddle. It's the only flyer on the island, at least, that can have a platform saddle on it. So you can build a fort or a base or whatever on it and move around. But more importantly is that you can put a cannon and tame Titanosaurus with this one pretty easily. So this is the best dino to use, or like do that, I think. But the problem with this guy is that it is so slow. Like, this is full speed. No, this is full speed. You can barely tell the difference. It is so slow that you would much rather just tame a Parasaur and level up speed and travel on the ground than use this slow crappy thing. The other ability, just to mention that, is that it can pick up pretty big creatures. I don't know if it can pick up a stego, but it can pick up a wide range. Yeah, it can actually pick up stegos. It can pick up a lot of big creatures, so for taming, for example, you can pick them up and drop them in your taming cage. Or if you're moving from one location to another, you can bring the big dinos through the air, especially as other slow dinos, such as the stego, faster, theoretically. But again, like, it would have been better if it was faster, but it's so slow, so it kind of takes away a lot of the whole point of this thing. Like taming, it is almost easier, I mean, it is easier to just walk there with a fast land mount, knock it out on the spot, and then cryopod it and bring it back to base. That's much faster than grabbing it and bringing it on this slow piece of junk. So really the only purpose you have now, other than PvP of course, is to tame Titanosaurus with this thing. So because it has a purpose, it is made number 3, because the 2 previous ones don't really have much to do or much use other than just being cool. But this one actually does have a practical purpose, but that's pretty much it. Like the speed is mostly what takes away from this thing. So that's the Quetzal. So let's move to number 2. So the number 2 spot is the pteranodon. Now this one is a bit maybe controversial, but I'll just say that the speed is mainly what sold me on this one. I mean, the pteranodon is first of all the first flyer you can get, and very easy to tame, so you can get a bunch of these guys and fly around the map fast. But another reason why I made it at number 2 is because it has like the speed. All the other flyers are just so slow, and it is good to have at least one fast flyer. I mean, it is pretty slow too, but compared to the other ones, it is really fast, and it has this barrel roll that does more damage than the default bite. And it also makes you travel faster for a short period of time, so if you spam that, you'll travel pretty fast. And you can also pick up smaller creatures. I'm not sure if there's any small creature here for me to pick up. Doesn't look like it. But you can pick up small creatures, and again, has speed, but like other than the speed, again, just the fact that they're ridiculously easy to tame. It's just a bola and 2 trank arrows to the head, pretty much. And you can unlock the saddle at 37, level 37, so you can get them early on in the game. And that feeling of getting the first flyer is always so amazing. So that's why this guy is at number 2. It doesn't have too much special features, but it's just slow. It's just fast, which is making it a great scout mount and potential fighter if you play PvP. I mean, if it wasn't obvious already, the argentavis, in my opinion, is probably the best flyer. I mean, I use the pteranodon and the argentavis the most of all the flyers. I think the argentavis just has more to offer. So, I mean, one bad thing is that it is kind of slow. It is pretty. This is maximum speed, so you can barely tell the difference. But it is faster than the Quetzal. It's roughly the same, like slightly slower than the Peligornis and the Tapayara, I think. But what kind of makes this worth it is that it has pretty good stats. Like, I mean, mine is boosted, so you can't really look at this and say, oh wow, yeah, it is good, because it is boosted. But compared to the other ones, it has really good stamina, health, damage, weight. All of those stats are really good compared to the other dinos, with the exception of the Quetzal, which obviously makes it pretty good. But in addition, it, for example, has a saddle that allows you to craft stuff in its inventory. So if you're, for example, crossbow breaks, you can go in here and, I mean, you don't really usually craft a new one. There we go. You don't usually craft a new crossbow when it breaks, but you can repair items in it. So you can carry some repairment material, and you can really travel around and repair stuff whenever you need to. But it also has weight reduction, so I brought obsidian, crystal, and metal for a reason. It also works with a handful of others, other resources as well, but I'll just demonstrate with these 3. So in my inventory, the crystal and the obsidian weighs 100 kilos. At least I think it's 100 kilos, might be 100 pounds, I don't know. But when you put it in the argentavis, it now weighs 50. 50% reduction. And the same goes for the metal. It weighs 150 in the argentavis inventory, but when I put it over to my inventory, it now weighs 300. So whenever you like go out and farm obsidian and crystal, you can put it in this guy's inventory, and you can gather and transport twice as much back to base. Finally, this thing can pick up a lot of creatures. Not as many as the Quetzal, but close. And some important ones include, for example, Doedicurus. Happens to be one, so you can go out farming stone. Slightly safer, so if this is a tame, you can hover it above rocks and it'll auto-farm. So that's really useful. And also the Ankylo, so you can take an argentavis and an Ankylo up to the mountain, farm obsidian, crystal, put it in the RG, farm metal, let that stay in the Ankylo, and you can bring a lot of resources back to base. It also has the feature that it can pick up smaller creatures in its mouth. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show that now, because I'm not sure if there's any animals nearby that it would work on. We can try with this Oviraptor. Did it work? No, it didn't work. Or maybe this one. It doesn't seem like it works, but you can see the bite though. Like, actually, it looks the same. I haven't noticed that, but it has the same animation as the two others. But yeah, okay, we can use a Dillo. I know that it works on Dillos. So if we, there we go. You can pick up Dillos or smaller like dodos and such in the mouth of the Argy, and you can also pick up other animals with its talons. So you can pick up 2 creatures. So especially like for transporting moving bases, you can safely transport 2 creatures from your old base to your new one, which saves you a lot of time. So that's pretty much why this guy makes it number 1. I mean, it lacks a little bit of speed, but it has a good saddle that has weight reduction. It can pick up a lot of creatures, and it has pretty darn good stats. So if you agree with this list, then let me know. If you disagree or would change something, then you can also write that. Again, this is just totally my opinion on these creatures, and if you have any other top 10 lists that you want me to make in the future, I'm more than happy to do that. Or if you have another video suggestion. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you found this video helpful or useful or enjoyable or whatever, and also like the video if you liked it. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.